5, 4, 3, 2.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Away with Words, the podcast. It's your girl Bree Stories.
It's your girl A Tati.
And we're here with our girl. Oh damn, fuck. Damn.
What is happening?
You go. I fucked it up. You go.
And it's your girl Lucky of LuckLifeMagic.com. Hey y'all.
Yeah, I be forgetting she not new to this. She true to this. So, as you can see, no Aja, no Asia today. She's out very, very sick, and we're sending her all of our love. And in inspiration of that, today we're going to be talking about all of the holistic ways that you need to get all of this shit out of you, like me and Tati and Aja, because we be sick. And that's why Look Like Magic is here. Look Like Magic. That's a strip club.
Oh Lord.
And anyway, sorry, I'm out of it today as fuck. Cause on top of being sick, our vibe specialist still thought that it was okay for us to drink. So it's just gonna get worse and worse as we go along. Luckily, I didn't take any medicine this morning, so I guess I could drink as much as I'd like. Before we go any further, I would also like to say that this episode is brought to you by Strong University. Make sure that you hit up stronguniversity.online for all of the hot merch, all the hot tops, cool bottoms. I don't think he has bottoms yet, but he does have hot tops, nice hats, all types of good diddles for you to put your body into and look sexy and cool for your next date or whatever. So go there, spend the bag, spend that check, run that money at stronguniversity.online. We appreciate him over there. And let's get into it. Let's go ahead and check in. I'll go first. I haven't gone first in a little while. And I feel gross. But like, not even like, I'm out of it now. Like, I'm at this point, you know? Like, if I'm the groundhog, I'm like this. Like, I'm peering over. I'm not climbing out yet, but I'm peering over. I'm right there. I'm almost there. Okay. This past week was like hell. I have never, ever been that sick in my life. What they're saying on the news and on the Shade Room is true. This epidemic of the flu is a doozy. Don't fucking get caught with the shits, which is why we're here to help you today. If you make sure you tune in a little bit later, we're going to be talking about all the things that you need to keep yourself prevented from the bullshit. Because I felt like shit for 3 straight days. And then I got my dickhead ass up and went to work anyway on Thursday because I was like, ain't no white folks going to be in there thinking that I'm lacking and slacking. So I'm getting up and I'm going to work. And I went to work and, I mean, I haven't gotten any worse, which is good, but this is beside the point. Physically, I feel just all of this. Physically.
Just all of this.
Emotionally, I feel joy, but you know, like, I've been feeling very emotional as well because I'm also on my period or whatever. And spiritually, I feel like God is just waiting on me now. God is like, okay, girl, your turn. Like, I done made my move, make yours, and I'm coming. And my attention is currently on getting out the shit. I feel a shift coming in my life. I feel like manifestation is real, and I feel like we manifest things on accident as fuck, which is why it's very important that you are intentional with the things that you say and do, because I've been feeling very serious about my birthday all of a sudden. Like, I had no thoughts about my birthday, which is really rare for me, because usually I start thinking about my birthday in August. Like, right around my half birthday, I think about my birthday. And then I start to just grow into just, like, the excitement and the plans and all of that stuff. But that didn't happen last year. And now, all of a sudden, I got all of these thoughts about my birthday, and then I started to realize all of these things are happening on my birthday. Like, it's the first day of Lent, which is Ash Wednesday, which I don't particularly participate in, but I think that that's telling. And also the first day of my period will be that day. I just think that it's going to be very ritualistic for me. But because I put so much pressure on that date and on what's going to happen and the ways that I'm going to shift around that moment, I think that all the bullshit was like, well, let's come to her now, so she's going to be woke as fuck come February 14th. So, I mean, poo on me for that, but I feel things, shifts are happening. So, that's why I said that. And that's it.
Cool.
Hey, Tati.
Okay. So, physically, I am feeling much better than I was
the last time you seen me, you guys, which was last week, I am definitely getting over my flu. My whole household had the flu, so I was definitely out of the game for a good, like,
I drank
that
out of
was
her glass.
definitely for 3 days.
I drank out of her glass last
That
Sunday.
hasn't been proven, but we can assume, but it has not been proven.
And no more germs.
But yeah, I was definitely out of the count for a good 3 days, and then the next like 5 was just like unhappy. And now today I'm like, I'm getting back in the swing of things. So spiritually and emotionally, I think I'm feeling like the way I did when the new year first came, and I was all excited and really feeling like refreshed and really excited about this new start. And then the flu took me out of all that, and it halted everything I was doing, all the progress I felt like I was making. So now that I feel like I'm getting better, I feel like I'm getting that feeling back again. Like I'm feeling like another rebirth type of period. So I'm kind of feeling refreshed, and my attention is just on this episode, like every week, and continuing to get better and making sure I never get caught in this jam again. That's
Never.
it.
No mas.
Cool.
Hey, girl.
So, physically, I feel very energized. Like, I feel, I don't know, like I'm on.
No.
It's a very good way to say it. I don't know no other way to say it.
That's good.
Emotionally, I'm very happy. I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like I see so much stuff on the horizon, so I'm just
Yes.
ready to like attack that shit and knock it out.
Mm-hmm.
Spiritually, I feel so connected. Like God is really just like, here's this, here you go. You asked for this, here it is. Like, and I'm working towards it, and I've been working for it. So I just feel like everything's starting to unfold. So many like opportunities are falling into my path.
Mm-hmm.
And even last night, like after my event, like I went to a meeting and met somebody that it's just about to turn up. Shit's about to turn up. I'm gonna just say that.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm grateful to God for the connections that He's been putting in my path. He or she / she,
Yes.
whatever. And my attention is on, like I said, just everything that's coming out for 2018. Like Tati, like I'm still very excited, very like, yes, let's get the ball rolling, let's get it popping.
Mm-hmm.
We got an entire year ahead of us, so my attention is just on really like fucking murdering this year.
Yes.
Like, for real.
Yes.
Stacking that money.
Oh my God.
Absolutely.
Yes. I'm seeing a definite shift in finances this year. And you know what? One thing that I want to acknowledge, because I think that it's important. I talked to my brother about this the other day, because my brother and I were on the phone, and he was talking to me because he works within the school system.
Okay.
So, when schools are out, he's out. And, that can be a little tight for people's coins when you're used to getting a certain amount every 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. And so he was just talking about, like, how he got to budget real carefully this week because he just got to make sure that everything is in order. And so I was just like, oh, well, what you got to do? And how much we looking at? Like, being a concerned sister. And he talking about all he got to pay is 3 bills, and he gonna be able to do that with his short check and still have like $600 to spare. And I was just like, look, here's something that we need to stop doing. We need to stop creating struggle where it doesn't exist, because the universe is constantly listening to you. So if you're looking at everything like it's a potential struggle, the universe is like, nah, it's a struggle. Here you go, you asked for it. So I was just telling my brother the other day, like, you need to be glorifying the fact that you were able to rest your mind or your body, and you work in an industry where you could be off for 2 weeks and off for Martin Luther King Day and, off for all this time at a time, and then still be able to get the shit done that needs to be done because it's a mid-pay period and not an end or beginning where rent is due and you only got a few bills to pay and you still got money to put away. Like, focus on that, hone in on that, see the glory in that.
Absolutely.
And that's something that I was trying to remind myself too, because I think that in a few episodes back, we had Aaliyah here on the LMH episode, and she talked a lot about just reconditioning our minds to stop thinking in lack. I think that's something that society does, especially as Black people, because we wake up every day and we grow up seeing our parents penny pinching and, you know, robbing Peter to pay Paul and all of this. And we learn to just think in a mindset of like, we don't have enough. There isn't enough, you know, but there's more than enough. There's literally abundance all around us. And the only thing we have to do is claim it. So that's something that I'm reteaching myself as well, because I'm actually in a decent financial situation, but I can be in a better one by believing in that abundance that I'm already experiencing.
Come on. For the abundance.
Anyway, so into the Discovery Zone. This week in the Discovery Zone is a whole lot of Chicago shit. First of all, we have to say rest in peace to a Chicago legend, Fredo Santana, who just passed away yesterday or the day before. It was the day before, I think, officially, at the age of 27 of liver failure. And so I don't have a whole lot of information about that, but what I'm hearing is that it's definitely due to some drug activity, all of that lean and all of that stuff. I've seen some rappers on the internets doing some call to action stuff, pouring lean down their sink, which I think is amazing. But yeah, that is ridiculous. Like, the man was 27 years old, you know, had his whole life ahead of him, and of course has accomplished so much already, but the world was still his oyster, so it's terribly, terribly sad that he had to go out that way that soon. But hopefully his life ending in that way is a message to us all, especially these young kids, these younger millennials who are really, really into that shit, really into popping Zans just for no reason. And we can talk about Grownish later too, because I just finished the latest episode of Grownish, and is she addicted to Adderall?
I haven't seen the
Okay.
most recent one.
Okay, we'll talk about it next week then, because and that's what I'm talking about. Just like the normalizing of drug culture, like, let's not make that a thing. Let's not make that shit cool. That shit is not cool. It's not cool at all to not be in a space where you can handle yourself and your emotions outside of yourself. Like, you have to be able to do that within yourself, and you absolutely have the power to do that already. So whatever it is that you're feeling or going through, that you feel like you got to numb yourself so much on a Friday night just to go out, because we all deal with a certain amount of social anxiety. I used to be the same way, but you know, alcohol is my drug of choice. But I definitely, Tati knows, and Michael knows, in college I would get blackout drunk like pretty regularly. Like, and you know, of course I had to look at that retrospectively a couple of times. I had a couple of scares, like just in life with like my mom. Like when your parents get involved, then that's when you start to be like, okay, what's happening? And those were the moments where I had to really understand what it was that I was doing. And we are conditioned as young people, as college students, as you know, millennials, as partiers, we're conditioned into thinking that this is just the wave. You know, we go out, we get drunk, we pop pills, we smoke weed, we do whatever. But really, there's something inwardly that's telling us that we have to do that when we don't. So I think that it's something really important that you'll pay attention to that, especially young kids. You know, it's just too normal. It's not a normal thing. It's not cool.
I loved Keke Palmer. She had wrote a status, you know, saying like rest in peace to him, and in her status she talked about how she had, you know, she spoke to him like often, I guess, because they were really cool, and she talked about how the last time she had really spoken to him, he was talking about the fact that like he wasn't doing drugs anymore. He was trying to get clean and just like better himself, and she was talking about how, you know, you never know, like, you can say like later in life that you're going to stop and then one day like you'll do better, but you never know the type of damage that you're doing to your body in the meantime. And then it might be too late. And I feel like that's another good thing, because I know a lot of kids think, like how you said, oh, I'm young right now, so of course when I get older and I have a family, I'm not going to be this way. But you don't know the type of damage you're doing to yourself now. So even if you do something for 1 month, you could create damage that's going to last for the rest of your life. Like, you never know how everybody's body is different. Everybody's body handles things differently, so you never know what type of problems you're creating for yourself, even if you plan on stopping in the future. Yeah.
And I do believe in just being intentional as well. Like, it's really important that you know the root of why you're doing what you're doing. I think that not at all to say that this makes it okay, but I do believe that there are people out here, and this is why some of us get it misconstrued too, because there are people out here who intentionally know they're like, you know, they're God body enough to know that this is what I do for this purpose and this purpose only, and they can kind of ride that wave, and they don't seem to see the consequences of it, or we don't see them see the consequences of it. But it's really important that you understand your root for doing what you're doing, because if it's coming from a place of fear, if it's coming from a place of lack, if it's coming from a place of negativity in any way, you trying to heighten that is not going to bring you to a better place. It's only going to bring you down. So it's just really important that you think about that.
And a lot of people do like the heavier, harder drugs, like the pills and the lean, like as a form of escapism.
Mm-hmm.
Because you never know like what somebody's been through, what they've done, or what kind of demons they're trying to run from.
Yeah.
So a lot of the time it can be stemming from that too. And like, you know, I have family members that drink lean. So like yesterday when I woke up, and as soon as, you know, like I get on social media, I'm seeing like R.I.P. Fredo, and knowing what it was about, like dying from kidney and liver failure, like people die from organ failure in their 20s.
It's insane.
Like that shit is destroying you. And aside from that, like you're doing drugs and then you're not taking care of your body.
Yeah.
It's like the first thing they have for breakfast, like the last thing they go to sleep on, and it's just like, I just want, if y'all gonna do it, because niggas don't listen. So if you're gonna do it, like, take care of your body in the meantime. Make sure you eating decent. Make sure you staying hydrated
Drink
as possible.
water.
Like, please cleanse and flush your body. Like, if you want to get off that shit, just, I don't know. Like, there has to be some type of follow-up to where it's like you taking care of yourself, because that's dead-ass poison in your body.
Yes.
There's no other way around it. You are drinking poison, period, point blank. So it's like if you're poisoning yourself, you definitely need to be following up and making sure that like there's some type of cleansing and detox on a regular basis if you're going to be doing that on a regular basis. Yeah. Which we don't recommend, but you know, do your thing.
Yeah, we don't recommend that you do it at all, but I understand that like it's also very, very difficult for some people to break a habit, you know. Some people have very addictive personalities and they get into these things thinking that it's just for fun, and then they find themselves waking up and doing it. They find themselves doing it every day, you know. And that can kind of spiral and get out of control. More than anything, I think that you need to find people to talk to. Find people, if the circles that you going half on the lean on or going half on the zip with, if these aren't people that you can sit down and have a real conversation with and tell them like, yo, this is how I'm feeling on an emotional level, and this is how I'm feeling about the death of such and such, and this is how, like, if you cannot have those conversations with these people, reevaluate those circles and understand why you're in that circle and that you probably don't need to be there as well.
I feel like that can be as part of like, we talked about how normalized drugs and stuff are these days too, because it's not like, you know, back in the day, like they could show you like those dare videos and like the people that were on drugs like were looking significantly bad, and they were looking like, do you want to look like that? So don't do that. It's like the people that are doing drugs are some of the most successful people in the world, that are the most productive, making the most money, that are like, you know, self-proclaimed geniuses. It's like, it's just not, it's hard. It's a lot harder these days to really say like, oh, this is bad or this isn't doing well for you, when half the people that are doing it are doing better than you or something. And then you looking at it like, well, he's good. So obviously it's working out for him or something. Like, I don't know. I feel like, unfortunately, it takes bad situations like this to happen for people to actually see that it's an issue. Yeah. Because otherwise, you'll never see it.
Yeah. I mean, and it's going to keep happening. You know, it's sad to say, like, it's going to keep happening because Pimp C. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
nobody learned from that.
Like, nobody learned from that. And here we are all over again. And, of course, you know, social media is what it is, and everybody has their outward, you know, outbursts of emotion because of what's going on, and people are, you know, pouring lean down the drain and doing all they're doing about that. But at the same time, we gotta really work to make that shit not cool, because it just isn't. So there's that. And more Chicago news, literal Chicago news. Kanye West and Kim Kardashian West have had their baby.
Their surrogate had their baby.
The surrogate had the baby, and it's a baby girl, and they've named her Chicago West. And the internet was going crazy, but is this your first time hearing this as a name? Because Poetic Justice, like, Chicago is a name.
It's my first time hearing it for a girl.
I mean,
I've never heard it for a boy before, but immediately, I feel like the Kardashians as a whole, I feel like they tend to be really big on like nicknames.
I feel like,
and I immediately just thought about them just wanting to call her Shy. all the time. Like that's immediately.
But I
what
feel like
thought.
it's gonna be like Shy Shy, and they're gonna do some lame shit to
Yeah,
fuck
like
it up.
they made. I just feel like
Shy,
they're
like,
really
that
good
shit
with the
gonna be so
nicknames
lame.
over there because I thought it was the cutest thing when Courtney's kids were calling Kim and Chloe Kiki and Coco. I thought those were
cute.
such cute nicknames, and I feel like they're really big with the nicknames over there. So I feel like when they name people, I feel like they think about the nickname.
Yeah,
like, we
when
can
she
name her
made that, that's
Chicago
what she put.
because we're gonna call her Shy.
I think she
Like-
put. I think that's what she put on Twitter. I think it said North Satan Shy.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was anything wrong with the name, and then also people. It's just so funny to watch people go into an uproar about things. Like the first two children are named North and Saint. Did you think they were gonna name her Susan? Like, what did you think her name was gonna be? Like, did you think they were just gonna be like, and here's Chelsea? Like what? So I think that Chicago is. I mean. For who they are, for what it is, I think that Chicago is a beautiful name. And I think that it was the closest thing that we were gonna get to Donda. I would have really loved for him to just be like, my baby's name is
I remember
Donda.
when she was pregnant with North and they were saying that the name's gonna be Cadence Donda West. And I thought that was so pretty.
That is
I
very
remember
pretty.
hoping like, oh look, I hope that's really it because I thought it was such a pretty name.
That is pretty. But yeah, I think that's the closest thing we're gonna get to a Donda, and it makes me feel. I mean, for those people who still believe that Kanye is somewhere in the sunken place, I think that it's kind of like this, like, oh, he still thinks about us. He still thinks about his roots, like this beautiful, like, just cute thing that just pays homage to where he came from. So I didn't mind the name at all. In other Chicago news, The Chi has premiered on Showtime. I only saw most of the first episode, and they already fucked my heart up.
Yeah.
So, you know. So, I think that is already. I think that it's already going to be an iconic show. I think it's giving me The Wire, like, and the way that niggas feel about The Wire, y'all. This show is not gonna go away. Just the nuances, just the whole storyline, the plot, like everything about it is just very, very deep. And I just appreciate all of the shine that they're giving to our city. For people, by the people, because that bullshit that what's the
Spike Lee
did,
did.
Right.
Keep that shit.
Yeah.
Throw it in the archives forever.
I wasn't mad at the Spike Lee movie.
That shit was trash.
Just to put that on record, I was not upset with Chirac. Only
Chirac.
because
That's what it's
to me it looked just like a Spike Lee movie. Like every Spike Lee movie I have ever seen has always been silly, like taking like a social, like something big that's happening, but then like making it funny or doing it in like a silly way. Like to me it was nothing. I think people forgot how Spike Lee does things because it had been so long, and I feel like people felt so strongly about Chicago that they thought it was gonna be like a real movie, like with a real just like regular narrative. And I was looking at it like looks just like every other Spike Lee movie I've ever seen. To me, like it looked the same as far as I'm concerned.
Mm-hmm. I was happy that Common decided to do this. I think that Common is a brilliant person, first of all. And I think that he's very passionate. I think that he's very secure in his thoughts and beliefs of Chicago. So I think that he was the perfect person to kind of spearhead this project. And I enjoyed the first episode, but it also made me feel like it's not something that I'm going to keep up with because I don't like to be. First of all, I don't typically watch shows with real people. Like I watch sitcoms and I watch cartoons. That's it. I just finished binge watching Living Single. I binge watched Seinfeld. I binge watched fucking Rick and Morty. Like I watch things that are deliberately fun and funny and has nothing to do with real life. Like, you know? So I think
That's hella real life.
Yeah. But that's very new to me. As far as like all of these years of like shows, like I've never gotten on board with most shows that people watch. Like still have never seen a full season of Empire or Power or
Because Empire sucks.
or
But Power's great.
I mean plenty of other things. I just don't like real situations, I think. Because I mean I gotta get my ass up every morning and get dressed and go into a real situation every day. So I don't know. But I did enjoy the first episode of The Chi. I will make an effort to watch more of it, but I just don't see myself really doing it. But I am appreciative, nonetheless, of the fact that it's something that exists because, I mean, we need it. I think that that's a narrative that needs to be told. It needs to be told in a serious way because, you know, the reality is that is part of Chicago's narrative. That isn't the only part of Chicago's narrative, and I do think that Common is going to do his due diligence in really expanding the view of what Chicago really is, and it's not going to stop there. So I already appreciate it for what I believe it's going to be. So,
and shout out to the creator, my
Yes.
fellow alumni.
Yes.
I don't know how to say her last name.
Waith.
Lena Waith.
Yep.
Waith. Yes, Lena Waith, my
Yes.
fellow Columbia
sis.
College alumni. Shout out to her.
Shout out to Lena Waith for more reasons than one, because
She's
that
the
girl
shit.
is fine.
All right, she has
so
a partner. Relax.
What does that mean?
I wouldn't make her not fine.
Yeah, I was about to say, she ain't bringing her down. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, on to the petty parlor since I'm already being petty.
Yay.
Kevin McCall,
Oh
once
my God.
again.
Listen.
I mean, one more time and we're just going to rename the petty parlor altogether.
Kevin McCall.
The Kevin McCall Show.
Kevin McCall's room.
The Kevin McCall
the-
segment.
Kevin McCall.
Oh,
Like Marvin's
Charlamagne
room,
should
Kevin's
definitely
room.
do that for Donkey of the Day. Put Kevin McCall of the day. For
Oh.
sure. And then pay me some money for giving you the idea. But that should
Happy.
definitely be the new thing. Kevin
So-
McCall of the day.
Kevin McCall has a brand new rant. It looks like it was maybe on Snapchat, but I really can't tell. Basically, his new rant is that black women are holding themselves back by working for white men and getting in the way of their destinies.
Wait, what? I didn't hear this part.
Wait for it. So, hold on. I'm going to read it to y'all because so there are two things, right? So, it's the fact that he went online to say, like, black women, there's an issue with black women to begin with, number one. He started his narrative, though, like his verbal rant was about, he started it off by saying, and I know, because, he said, because my mother was a black woman. No kidding. But the caption here says, black women love work more than they love themselves. I'm sorry, their self is what he said, and their families. Black women would rather work for a corporation ran by white, in all caps, men, as opposed to building with a black-owned corporation or black man. There is no rebuttal or opinion. He also does not take the time to change the spelling.
Black community right now is a dating issue and a parenting issue. Specifically with black women, because my mother was a black woman. Women, I gotta stop putting this white man in this job before your family, before yourself, before your destiny, and before your children. And then you wonder why niggas can't really, rock with you like that, because you trying to do our job. See, I'm a nigga, I don't really need nothing. I'll be a bum if it really was up to me. I don't believe in money and shit, so the only reason I got racks is for my wife. But if you busy working, trying to do what I did, I'm the one who wrote deuces so we can have a mansion one day. You feel me? But if you busy working, I can't never get to know you.
But either way, so here's the thing though, and then in his verbal rant, he was basically saying like, how am I supposed to get to know you if you working? Or so like, here's the thing. First of all, be clear. Are you mad that she goes to work, or are you mad that she's going to work for a white man? Because if I go to work for a black man, are we going to run into the same issue? And like, what are you saying? And like Tati was saying earlier, like, it really just seems like he just goes on rants tailored to what just happened to him 5 minutes ago. Like, it sounds like, what did you say? Like,
I said it sounds like whatever girl he's dating currently right now, he probably asked her, like, come to Miami with me for the weekend. And she was like, oh, babe, I can't because I got to do this presentation for my boss on Monday morning. And then he got pissed.
Like,
and
how am
got
I supposed to get to know
and
you?
was like, this is why you can never get to know bitches, because they always at work. And that's just what he does.
I mean, I just think, first of all, I don't know what it is with black men and their inferiority complex when women are, like, educated or when women, like, work hard. Because if she didn't, you will be saying she a bum bitch and she a gold digger. So is the bitch a gold digger, or do she want to make her own money so she can sustain? Like, find your happy medium, bro. You know what I'm saying? First of all, find your happy. Fuck the medium. Get your mind together, okay?
Yeah.
Kevin McCall, get your shit
you
together.
need to be lifted in prayer. I want Kevin McCall to go to consistent therapy. This is none of my business, by the way. And let me please let y'all know that I am totally aware that it's not my business. But I really want him to go to consistent therapy and to just get it all out. Whatever it is, get it out. Because you can't be being triggered every day by something different. Like, get it out. Whatever
I
it
don't
is.
see anything wrong. I feel like there is somebody for everybody in the world, and there are tons of people in the world tons of men in the world who don't want their women to work, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you personally don't want your woman to work, and
Find
you
you a
want
woman that don't want to work,
right, and you
Right.
want to live in that type of household, there's nothing wrong with
But
that.
don't
People
go
did it
around
for
shitting
centuries.
on women
Yeah,
who
but
do
don't
choose
say
to work.
black women that want to work is not a problem.
Right.
The problem is you finding a woman who wants the same things out of life that you do.
Period.
Like, but there's nothing wrong with me per se because I want to work. I'm not defective.
Because what am I doing in the
Because I wanna go to
meantime?
work.
Because let's just say, okay, Kevin McCall, I also don't want to work. Got it, bet. So in the meantime, in between time, because he was saying in his verbal rant as well, like if it was up to me, I'd just be a bum. Like, I don't need money. I don't believe.
That's what he said.
That's what he said.
He is a
He said,
no, and he don't got no money.
He said.
What the fuck? You're already there, bro.
He said, I don't believe in money. And he said, the only reason why I work is for my wife. I guess he means his future wife.
What?
And so,
Well,
he's
not his future wife,
I-
not his real current.
Why
wife.
is that the only reason?
Not
So
his-
fuck your baby.
Not his real life child that actually exists. His
Wow.
future
Like-
wife.
wow.
A wife
That
that's
part.
not
He's
there.
not really
That
in the
part.
picture.
I mean,
That part. No,
Come
he's
on.
literally like, the only reason why I work is for my wife. And if he like, that's why we don't see eye to eye, because you trying to do what I do. Like, she can't want money. Like, she cannot want, okay, you don't believe in money. You don't believe in money. I do. Because ComEd does, and so does NICOR, and so does my landlord.
Capitalist society, bro.
It looks like I'm going to have to believe in some sort of form of currency, and then I'm going to have to go earn it so that I can make a living. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I don't understand what Kevin McCall is talking about. I think that he had a point, but it was
no,
severely
the fuck he
missed.
didn't. Let me tell y'all
You think he
something.
didn't have a point?
No,
I hope
did not.
he did, is what I'm saying.
Kevin McCall did not have a point. Kevin McCall goes on rants. He's been fucking making a complete ass and mockery out of himself in the media for years, ever since Chris Brown stopped fucking with him. He just, it's like the crazy doesn't stop with that nigga.
Yeah.
Like, y'all think Tyree's crazy? Kevin McCall is fucking crazy. Like, he's just, I don't know. Like, I never have known someone who, first of all, is not even famous for it. You made a couple songs with Chris Brown. That's the only reason we know you, bro. And then, like, you spent damn near 10 years chasing him, acting like a fucking psycho,
Chasing him.
and making your baby mama life hell. And then, like, disowning your baby on social media, and then turning around 3 days later only to be thanking your baby mama and her soon-to-be husband for raising your baby. Like, what are you going through?
In
Therapy, my nigga.
insane.
I don't give a fuck.
He's
Therapy.
bipolar. He's
Some-
bipolar.
I deadass think it hasn't
I
been
said it off
diagnosed.
camera, and I just want to say it again on camera. I personally think that him and Chris Brown have the same exact personality. I think they are both bipolar, and I think they're both crazy. And I think that that's the reason why they haven't come to blows, because for Kevin McCall to be as vocal as he is and as crazy as he is, Chris is somebody I feel like that's always talking shit, and he's always ready to, like, come see somebody. So how have you and Kevin McCall not run into each other and gotten into it yet? And
I honestly think
it's
Chris
because
thinks he's a joke.
I think that they both know that they're both fucking crazy. I think that they know, like, with Chris and Drake has a real life, and real life has real potential, and is really trying to make something of himself. He doesn't want to die or want to fight. Like, he's not on that. So he can beef with Drake all day, because Drake gonna be like, nigga, chill out.
Whatever.
Kevin, on the other hand, if he throw a bottle at Kevin's head, Kevin's gonna be like, right, so we can kill each other now.
Oh, well, yeah, I agree
And
in
I
that
think
sense.
that's how it would really go if
You
they
ready to
were to
die,
really get
bitch?
into it. So I think that that's why they don't see each other, because they would kill each other. They're nuts. They both need, like, real life therapy.
Well, also in the Petty Parlor this week, and we're going to continue to lift Kevin McCall in our prayers, by the way. And we hope you do too.
Help him.
Because the more of us that pray, the higher he's lifted.
Prayer
So
works.
there's that. Prayer does work. Prayer changes
Family
things.
that pray.
We also, so here's the thing, because there's a lot of discussion around this. I don't want to call Monique, yes I do. Yes, I am calling Monique petty. I was forgetting.
Put her ass in there.
I was just trying to figure out which way I was going with this. So Monique just recently made a video onto her InstaWebs, and she was basically like, yo, so this is what happened. I went and talked to the folks at Netflix about a little comedy special, and they offered me like $500,000, something like that. And you know, here go Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle with like $20 million a pop, and Amy Schumer, she was upset about what she was getting in comparison to what they were getting, and she negotiated her way up to like $12 million, and they offered me $500,000. Here's the thing, to that notion, I can understand. But then she goes on to say, so, everybody who's watching this, everybody boycott Netflix right now because they're not shit. They're like, they bogus as fuck, they disrespectful, blah, blah, blah. And here's my thing. My thing is, I understand what you're saying. Like, I completely understand what it is that you're saying. You feel like, as you should, I'm a legend. If I'm walking on any stage, I deserve to be paid a certain amount, especially in comparison to the people that y'all are already paying. Like, I should be being paid this much. They offered you this much. It wasn't something that was to your liking. I can understand you being upset about that.
Hey, my loves. I am asking that you stand with me and boycott Netflix for gender bias and color bias. I was offered a $500,000 deal last week to do a comedy special. However, Amy Schumer was offered $11 million, Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle $20 million. Then Amy Schumer went back and renegotiated $2 more million because she said I shouldn't get what the men are getting, they're legends, however I should get more, and Netflix agreed. When we asked Netflix to explain the difference, why the money was so different, they said, well, we believe that's what Monique will bring. We said, well, what about my resume? They said, we don't go off of resumes. Then we asked them, what was it about Amy Schumer? And they said, well, she sold out Madison Square Garden twice, and she had a big movie over the summer. Is that not Amy Schumer's resume? And then Netflix said, by the way, we believe Monique is a legend too. Why shouldn't I get what the legends are getting? Please stand with me in this boycott of Netflix. I love us for real.
But to then ask everybody to be like, it would make more sense, like I was saying earlier, if it was her and 9 other black women comedians who all had like a similar, you know, we set up a test and we put John Mulaney in there with them, and he walked out with a $12 million contract. And then we put Amy Schumer in there, and she walked out with a $12 million contract. And I walked my black ass in there, and they was like, oh, here go $1,000. And then she walked her black ass in there, and they was like, here go $1,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could see if it was that ridiculous to that many of the same, like, where it was clear. Like, they clearly don't fuck with black women comedians, and this is why we should boycott them. But Monique, you by yourself being like, this doesn't make sense, I'm a legend and y'all should boycott them, is a little delusional for me.
Yeah.
It's just a little much. Like, I can completely understand where you're coming from. Like, to see somebody make $12 million on the same stage that they're about to throw you $500,000, I can understand you being like, wow, this is fucking chump change and y'all got me fucked up.
Super fucked up.
But I don't think that had anything to do with us. Like, I can, like I can see you being like, let me just speak my piece. This is my truth. I'm all about speaking your truth. No matter who gotta go down for it. If I come out of your office feeling disrespected, I feel like I have every right to speak my truth. So I appreciate her at least using her platform for that, and just that. And like we were saying earlier, it could have been framed in a way of like, ladies, here's what they doing up in here. This is what I just experienced. Just make sure you go in there with a number in mind. Don't waver at whatever they offering you. Blah 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 blah. Know your worth.
Right, just know your worth.
Yeah,
Do
like
a know your worth campaign.
yeah, know your worth. We here
Yes.
for it. Got it. We
Know
agree.
your worth.
We absolutely agree. But girl, boycott Netflix. Everybody like.
And that would have been a better way, I think, too. Like, if she's trying to garner, like, and redirect attention to her brand and, like, her talents as a comedian, I think starting a campaign, like you said, would have been a perfect way to do so.
Yeah.
But, like I was saying earlier, do I think that she deserved that $500,000? No. Like, y'all disrespectful as fuck. Y'all could at least gave that woman $2 million. But I will also say, you got to stop doing $500,000 shit, because y'all seen this barbershop stage play that she's doing. It's just like, come on, bro. You are a legend and you have to be out here doing legendary shit.
Right.
Also, I hope sis didn't have, well, I'm not gonna say sis, I hope auntie didn't have all her eggs in one basket, because it's like, what else did you invest your money in? Because I know you not like, you couldn't be, and hopefully not just like dead ass broke after all of that work. Mm-mm. She had like a streak for like 15 years of getting good money. So it's like, if your money is in other places, you still generating income. You wouldn't be so butt fucking hurt about a brand, a deal with Netflix that fell through. And you wouldn't be doing like little rinky dink ass stage plays about a movie that you fucking was in like 10 years ago. Like, we gotta stop doing $500,000 shit. And you will stop getting $500,000 offers.
Yeah, and that's real. Like, that's what you just walked off of, girl. Not the Parkers, not the Queens of Comedy stage. You just walked off the stage for Barbershop, the stage play. So you wanted the executives at Netflix to be like, obviously, here's $10 million for you. What were we thinking? But it's like, no, like it's not 2003. Like, what have you been doing? I mean, I don't know. I don't want to shit on Monique. I think that Monique is great. I think she is a legend. I think she's worth much more than $500,000.
Absolutely.
But I think I don't think that's how you show it. You don't show it by saying, I didn't get my way and all of y'all should boycott because I, by my fucking self, just me, have not gotten my way the way that my way needed to be got. So I just think that was a little ridiculous.
It was plenty ridiculous.
It was plenty petty.
It didn't make any logical sense. Like, her team, like whoever she like spoke to, but the way it went, she probably didn't speak to anybody. It seems like she really, just came home and was like, let me hop on social media because this is what people do these days. Like, you put it out there and then call for people to rally with you. But it's just like I said earlier off camera, I think, everything's open for negotiation. They offered you the $500,000. You said, no, that's not enough for me. And then you part ways, and you go find you something that you do think is worth your time and worth your efforts, like the barbershop play. And the barbershop play is probably not offering you $500,000, but it is a different avenue. It's a whole different thing. So you might be getting less than that, but you might just still feel like it's worth your time, and so that's fine. But don't, like you said, don't ask me you want me to boycott something, because everybody might not personally feel like you were worth $500,000. It might be some people that watched that and thought to themselves like, "This gonna give her $500,000." But that's a lie. So you don't know how the whole world is gonna feel about you as a person. We might feel like you're a legend, but I might have a whole nother best friend across the way that's gonna be like, Monique was never that popular.
She's trash.
Right. So, and they might have felt like they could have actually gave her $50,000. So you don't know how people feel about you to that extent to be talking about some boycott. We might not even like you like that.
For me to fill out my "Why are you unsubscribing?" and say "for Monique," I would just feel like a real goofy. Like, I'm not gonna lie. So I mean,
I don't know any comedian other than maybe Dave Chappelle.
I can't even.
That I feel like I could really rock with that heavy just because he told me to, and that's only because of his past and the past situations that he's been in, and looking at the way he's made business decisions. So it would just make me be like, I'm gonna just rock with Dave Chappelle for the sake of just knowing that Dave Chappelle would rock with me. I don't know if Monique would rock with me if this was the same.
Because before she lost weight, skinny bitches wasn't shit. And that includes my big ass. She wouldn't have looked at me and been like, "You plus size." She would have been like, "No, you a skinny bitch and you ain't shit." Back in '95.
She not even skinny.
Not 95. Y'all were not aged.
She just lost weight. She's not skinny.
What?
I'm saying she's lost weight and stopped talking that shit.
Yeah, she did.
Oh yeah.
She's like, her whole campaign used to be about skinny bitches ain't shit. So okay, I'm gonna take my little ass and not fucking unsubscribe to Netflix. And me and my tiny fingers.
Because we only hear from you when you mad. We only hear from you when you mad, Mom. She was putting up some dance videos for a second. She was
dancing with that workout
dude. She was putting some little dance.
I'm actually fucking finished with the both of you.
What our producer was just doing. Apparently, this was one of Monique's dance moves.
I really don't want to. Okay, so no more of that. Getting into this week's topic. This week's topic is a very important one because, as you can see, Tati and I are still getting our little coughs out. We're trying to get it together. I ain't got no more germs, girl, science. So we have our girl Lucky here. She's fresh off of an event that she just held yesterday. And she's going to talk to us. She's going to give us a recap.
Okay.
And just give us all of the holistic preventative care tips that we need. Because I was just telling my mama last week, right? The week before last. Because I had caught a bug the week before last. And I thought it was minor.
You got another one again?
Look, nigga. This is this flu.
That's how mine went too,
This is
though.
this flu.
It
for
started
real.
out minor, and then I thought it went
you
away.
thought it was gone.
And then it came back like, nah,
With the
bitch.
fucking vengeance.
I got you right
And
where
I
I
was,
want you.
and that week, it was that week where I was just feeling like little stuff. I was telling my mom, like, this is why it's very important that we invest when we're well in holistic preventative care, because then we don't have to deal with this shit. Because now here I am sick, scrambling, looking for some goddamn elderberry and some motherfucking herbs and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to get all my little shit together when I'm sick, when we should be doing things like that on a regular basis. So talk to us about it. I'm a drink.
Okay, yesterday's event was Healthy Bay 101.
Yes.
It's a clean eating and meal planning workshop, and it was amazing. Thank you so much to everybody that came out. But in the workshop, we just talked about like what exactly clean eating was. Like I had them, we did a little game where we passed around like, you know, chips and like candy and pop that people would normally drink. And I made them read the ingredients out loud.
Mm-hmm.
And I made them stop when they couldn't pronounce it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And then I taught them about how, like, you know, a lot of the shit you can't pronounce is chemicals.
Mm-hmm.
I taught them the difference between organic groceries and conventional or GMO.
Mm-hmm.
And just really digging deep into, like, what our food looks like today and the culture in which we consume the food.
Mm-hmm.
So we talked about that, and it was just really interesting to see, like, how shocked so many people were. And I'm like, bro, y'all deadass not reading? And they like, no, we don't read the package of our food.
No,
and I
we
guess
read. Yeah.
since I'm like, this year is making, how many years? 9 years of me being vegetarian and 2 years of me being vegan. So, like, I'm used to reading the packages and shit.
Right.
And people just like, nah, bitch, we don't read packages. What's good with these packages? So I was talking a lot about.
I'm just imagining a girl in the audience. No, bitch, won't read packages.
No, and that was their face.
These packages.
Like, their face was like, what?
Right.
Like, just the reactions I got. And I'm just like, yeah, y'all, this is, like, actually happening.
Mm-hmm.
So, fun fact about just when you're trying to survey and see what exactly is in your food, the way the ingredients are listed, like, whatever's first, that's what's there the most.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the first ingredient, second ingredient, like it goes from what's in there the most to the least. The very last ingredient is what's, you know,
Yeah,
in
the
there
smallest
at a
amount.
minimum rate. Exactly.
Yes.
So that's just like a fun fact for when you're trying to figure out what's in your food. But like rule of thumb, if you can't pronounce it, don't eat that shit.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I could pronounce maltodextrin and I'm still not eating that shit. So it's just like, no. But if it's not familiar, just try to stay away from it because it's not technically clean eating. Because anything clean, you'll be able to pronounce.
Mm-hmm.
But
Or at least recognize. Because I know you can't read
Exactly.
some of y'all, but you at least know what it is if somebody read it for you.
I mean, the audience just illiterate. Okay.
It's common.
But okay, so about these colds, first of all, tell me what y'all been feeling and like how did y'all find yourselves to the point of these colds? Like how did they happen?
Not a cold.
It's the flu.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
this is the flu with a capital THE because and I was saying earlier they've been talking about it on the news. It was even on the fucking shade room. Like
whole
it's an
map
epidemic
right now. Like it's
the
red.
entire United States, like for the first time in our like human history, has all of the fucking states in the United States of America been basically plagued with this flu.
I went to urgent care. The doctor was not fucking playing with me. He was like, they gave you a mask at the front, right? And I was like, yeah, I took it off because the nurse had like asked to like, look at my mouth and stuff. He said, okay, put it back on. And then he was like, when I would cough, he'd be like, just I'm trying to cough the other way. Just direct.
Yeah,
And he
because
had
that's
on
what
a
I'm
mask
doing.
as
Y'all
well,
over
though.
here like
He had on a
I'm just
mask
like,
as well,
fuck.
though. I had on my
Talk about
mask.
girl.
He had on his mask. So I'm like this, and he's still like
Over there,
Put that shit back on.
Over there,
I was
sis.
like, they're not playing. The flu is not a game.
Okay, so
Continue.
just like you said, Ree,
I
it's
drank
all
out her
about.
glass.
Okay.
That's
Not-
how it happened.
So here's the
Proven.
thing. She's blaming this flu on Tati.
It
It's
ain't
hilarious.
flu. Everybody in the world sick right now, but it's my fault.
I mean, because
She gonna pick
because-
me out of the
because-
billions of people. She chose me.
Because last week we had Jackie B up in here and we was on Champagne Campaign 365, like she likes to say.
Lord.
And I had my champagne with no juice. And all of a sudden, I went grabbing, looking for my champagne. I grabbed a glass, took a sip, and I said, "Oh, this is sweet," and I put it down. Had to be yours.
Somebody else had juice at the table too. It wasn't just
And
me.
she got pneumonia.
And she's sick right now too, right? So it still can't just be me. It could be anybody. You
One
don't
y'all.
know. So
Okay,
don't
well,
put that
I
on
kind
me.
of feel something right now here, so I'm definitely going to drink me some tea
not
when I
for
get
me.
through. Because I ain't finna fool with you.
No, I made one good concoction. But the thing about, and this is why it's important though that you invest in preventative care, because when you're sick, it's very difficult to like get yourself to do anything, let alone stay consistent with a regimen. And I'm sitting there trying to make the shit. I got my motherfucking cinnamon sticks and my lemon peels and all my shit.
Lemon pills.
I mean, sliced lemon.
Oh, I'm
not
like,
just the peel.
what?
I'm saying I kept the peel on, whatever. But I got that
I thought you
boiling in
meant
the
actual
water.
lemon peels.
No,
Sorry.
I'm slicing my lemon. Got that boiling in water with cinnamon sticks, and I had some ginger tea. Poured that shit in there, motherfucking honey, apple cider vinegar, and that shit had me feeling amazing as I was drinking it, which let me know if I could just keep drinking this, I'll be cured. But you can't because you
So-
already dead.
The way, that, first of all, preventative like care does include just an everyday consistency type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of alternate, so I take wellness shots. I take ginger, lemon, and African bird pepper shots. And African bird pepper is like a spice, kind of like cayenne, but it's
Yeah.
really good for like anti-inflammatories, antiseptics, which you know is clearing bacteria from your body.
Mm-hmm.
But I take that. I take turmeric shots, and like the goat. If I don't take nothing else, I'm taking an oil of oregano shot. Oil of oregano has to be diluted in like, you know, some non-sweet organic cold pressed apple juice, like 4 or 5 drops, and you just take a shot of it. But oil of oregano is amazing to prevent a lot of shit, just because not only is it good for your immune system, it also clears your body of like parasites. So a lot of the time, diseases, ailments, sicknesses is in your body like feeding off of the shit
Right.
that's in there, and that's
Right.
parasites. So like oil of oregano completely kills parasites, because those parasites are in your body not only making you sick, they're taking up all your nutrients. So when you think you feeding your body and you're nourishing yourself, those parasites is tearing your food the fuck up before your system can even process it.
Got it.
This is
So
something you do
definitely.
every day?
Yeah,
Or
I
is
take
it-
a shot of oil of oregano like every other day, and for the most part, I'll start my morning with hot water and just lemon slices, because it's good to, first of all, wake your system up. It kind of brings like an awareness to your body, lets your body know like, hey bro, we about to start eating, so get it going, kind of waking your system up, because you're woke, but you need to give your system a chance to wake up as well. And then what I'll do, which I just had my cousin do for her baby, and she woke up the next morning like bouncing off the walls, just cured. Like the GOAT OG cure for me is chopping up some lemon slices, ginger root, not just the tea, but like get the actual root, because it's way more potent. And I'll boil that for like 30-40 minutes. And I like mine extra spicy, so I'll put more ginger than lemon. But just putting that ginger root and that lemon and really boiling that, you drink that and maybe like rub a little oil of oregano on your chest like you would Vicks,
Right.
and bundle up in like 2-3 layers, put a Scully on in that bitch. Y'all will be like so in the game the next
A
day.
brand new person.
Like it will just genuinely feel like, what's going on right
I hope
now?
y'all
Like,
writing
this
these
is
down.
amazing.
These cures.
So the ginger root, the lemon, and you can go get oil of oregano from the store. It's like $14 a bottle. And definitely take small drops of it though. Don't like go crazy. Do not take it by herself. I know my friend says she take it by herself, but I'm not doing that because it's pretty strong.
Is it nasty or is it not? Is you
well,
just
no,
want
oil
recommend
of
it 'cause it's
oregano's not nasty at all.
To take it by itself.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
like it's so potent and it kills like parasitic things in your body that you don't want to just like down it straight by itself. And if you like, it'll make your lips tingle, and you'll be like, "What the fuck? Like, what's going on with my shit?" Like you would think something is going on, but you fine. Now what's nasty is wheatgrass. Wheatgrass is really good
It's
to
better
do
to
too.
eat it. We found last
Wheatgrass
week.
is so nasty. Really? Why so? Who said?
No, because
We had
wheatgrass shots for me. It's
When you
brutal.
say better to eat it like better, it tastes better.
Yes. No, yeah, not like better, but like when I'm eating it, I can like digest it better than like taking a shot. I'm like,
chewing no grass.
it's good.
No,
Yeah, I ate like one little piece like that big.
It's really
and
good to
just-
me.
It's just good
Yeah,
or
see,
not
yeah.
nasty. Like good, because I don't remember tasting anything that'll be like, oh, this tastes good.
No, it's like
Like-
sweeter. Like a
Yeah, now,
wheatgrass
wheatgrass
shot is
does-
like bitter as fuck. to
See,
me.
I taste the sweetness when I take the shot,
no.
but it is like the best form of absorbing things would be through cold pressed juicing
Yeah,
it or taking
definitely.
it as a shot just because the nutrients are straight are what it are and your body doesn't have to like kind of liquefy it. So what we
Yes.
also talked about in the seminar yesterday is giving your body a vacation and doing juice cleanses and stuff like that. Like think about it, when you need to just take a step back from the world and just kind of cut it off, decompress, you take a vacation, staycation, whatever it may be. And that's what juice cleanses will be for your body. It's just like giving your body a vacation because every time you eat a solid food, your body works super, super hard to liquefy that. Everything in your body has to be liquefied before you can eliminate it as waste. So by having juices and being on a juice cleanse, you're already drinking your nutrients that are already liquefied. So your body's not doing that hard work over time.
Yeah.
And you're also cleansing and detoxifying while you're doing so.
Yeah.
So even just trying like after you knock your cold out or the flu, because I keep saying cold and y'all like, no, bitch, flu. So,
Because I don't want y'all to think we out here
different,
pussy.
man.
We not pussy.
so
This ain't no cold.
after you knock that out, I would definitely go ahead and do a juice cleanse for like
Yeah.
1 to 3 days just to kind of recoup and get your body back to its optimum health.
Yeah.
Just
I
because
need
it's
a
good to give
recommendation
yourself a
from you
break.
because the ones, I don't know if you've tried the ones at my job.
I
but
have.
They're very sweet.
They're boo-boo.
They're very sweet. They're just, it's too much sugar.
They've been, I think I got disappointed. Y'all
'Cause
changed
I-
the menu.
We'll talk about it. But,
Very sad. That used to be my spot.
anyway.
I got coupons for y'all too if y'all want to get a juice cleanse from the juice bar. So
Oh, well, see. Okay, then we'll do that. Because I know I can, because I tried to do, a juice cleanse with the ones there, and it's really not sustainable.
Yeah,
like
no.
because it's just too sweet. So, yeah.
yeah,
Too
but
sweet, like they put sugar in it, or too
No,
sweet, like it's just
I mean
plain,
it's
like-
natural sugar, but it's I don't know. I would have to look into it because we don't juice at the site anymore, which is they're all cold pressed, which is not a bad thing, but
yeah,
they're
cold press is
bottled.
awesome.
But I don't know. It's something about ours though, because I've had plenty of others, and I'm like, okay, this tastes just like what it says.
They might
which
be
is
adding
just,
a little sugar.
it might
and
be.
not saying-
I feel like it
because
might
they
be
do
that,
have it to
but
where, like,
no shade. Don't
another
say their name
thing.
out loud.
I'm not. Another thing that you have to remember about just like the way that the FDA works and naming your ingredients, like if there is such a small amount of it, they don't have to list it in the ingredients.
Right.
So they could just be putting like a whole fucking spoonful of agave in each bottle and they don't have to say.
Right.
You
Right.
never know.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
definitely Fruit Bakes Fresh Juicery, 1130 South Wabash. Hit my girl Dom up. She'll take care of you. All of like the acai bowls that I be having on my
Yeah.
Instagram, I get from there. Take my wellness shots there. And honestly, that is like what I would recommend for y'all is, I mean, even though I told you how to make the tea at home, if you want to juice it, go get the ginger aid from there. I drink that every
love a
single
ginger
time I
ale.
get sick, and like the next day it's like I'm back up bouncing in this leg. It has like ginger and lemon, turmeric, like
Oh,
really,
yeah.
really
All
good
the good
things to
stuff.
cleanse your body. Just again, antiseptics are important because it's killing that bacteria that might be living in your body and what's cultivating that cold.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say just definitely drinking that lemon water, juicing on a regular, because lemon water also boosts your immune system.
Yes.
Helps with digestion, helps with anti-inflammatory. Like, it's so many benefits to this stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you're just regularly, like, detoxifying and flushing your body and your system, like, I think you'll be good.
Yeah,
For sure.
Definitely.
And when you're sleeping, definitely, like, try to go to bed with, like, a hot cup of tea, whether it's, like, chamomile, mint, whatever's going to relax your body so you can sleep well, and bundle the fuck up so you can sweat it out, for sure.
Yeah. All right. You heard it here. Thank you so much, Lucky.
No problem.
You always come with all the good gems.
Sorry, no.
I thought that it would be only right because I just couldn't believe all three of us have been just plagued with some sort of sickness within the same week.
I feel a little something up in
No,
here, and I
girl,
haven't
don't
gotten
claim
the
it.
flu.
Don't claim
I ain't
it.
gonna claim shit, because soon I leave, I'm going to the juice bar. I'm not fucking around with y'all.
Okay.
I'm about to go get my preventative care right now. Understand me? No, man. I also like to note, peer pressure is a motherfucker, because y'all know I'm not a big drinker, and this is what they're making me do. So I just want to point out that, you know, away with words.
For the last thing, peer pressure's a motherfucker, because you know.
Yeah,
After
they
we
made
just
me
talked
do
so
this.
heavily about not doing drugs earlier,
I mean,
Don't
they
let
made me
me-
do this.
don't let
I
peer
was
pressure
forced.
be.
My drug of choice is grass and not wheatgrass. Praise God.
Weed grass. Anyway, yeah, I think that's a good time to go ahead and wrap up. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm like, you know, yeah, I'm swaying. I'm not even
You doing the
drunk.
money?
That's how I felt last week. Last week I was here, let me just say, I apologize for any of the fans that was watching last week's episode and was thinking to themselves, like, what the fuck is Tati doing? Because I was over here floating. I was in my own world. I was sick as shit. I felt like my head was not connected to my body. And I felt like I was just congested and just watching, like, a play. Like, happen in front of me.
You were just
and
like,
I was
I'm
just
here.
like, and I was just sitting here, and Bree would be talking, and I would be like, I should say something. and then I would be like,
Considering though, you did
Like,
a
she
great job.
good.
You did a fantastic job because I rewatched the episode. I did have a couple of notes about the last episode. I put a note on my Instagram page, on my Insta stories. But
I didn't watch the episode
I
because I just felt like I was whack.
I listened to it.
it was a
You ain't hear me, did you?
Not that much. That's why I'm like, I know you was probably just sitting here not saying a lot.
I said like one or two things.
She was sitting there like,
I was literally sitting here focused on like, just keep your eyes open and keep your eye on the game.
just looking
Like,
gauged. You did a good
okay.
job, sis. Anyway though, thank you so much for tuning in. Please continue to do all the things that you've always done. Follow us on all the places to be followed. You can follow us on all social media platforms, including Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter, and right here on YouTube. You can also follow me at Bree.Stories on Instagram, Bree_Stories on TwitTwat, at ATati on Instagram, and at Hey Tati on TwitTwat,
Yes.
at Ajano Asia, of course, who is not here, everywhere, yes, everywhere, and
Everywhere.
Look Life Magic.
Everything. YouTube, Instagram,
Yes.
Facebook,
Please
Twitter,
subscribe to her
yeah.
YouTube page because if y'all want to have some fucking fun, she is fucking hilarious. She is so funny.
I
and
try to behave.
I love how you get around me and feel like I'm the crazy one, but when you by
You
yourself,
are.
she's crazy.
I mean, but she is the crazy one out of
Most groups. Out of most groups that I'm in.
my butt.
I was like, I've never seen you by yourself, but that would make sense, right?
Me
'Cause
neither.
I'm not there. When I see you, I'm like, so that would make
Yeah.
sense.
So make sure you subscribe to Look Life Magic. It's all the gems, all the fun, and all the things you need to know. And yeah, we love you guys, and come back next week.
See y'all.
We'll be better. We won't have
Yes, I'm
I
finna
should
get
be
them together. If
100%
I gotta
better.
drag them with me right now to take these wellness shots, we gonna get it popping. But I'm about to go take them because I'm not fucking around with it.
Oh, next week we're doing a Grammy recap, and we can't wait to see you right here.
Yeah.
I hate you so much right now.
Everybody say bye.
Bye.